Have you ever wondered what's the single biggest silent killer of promising startups? It's not a lack of funding. It's not a flawed product. And it's not even a bad market fit. It's something far more mundane, yet absolutely brutal. The invisible, relentless, and ever-changing beast of compliance. Imagine this. You've got a brilliant idea. You build a team. You launch your product. And then, out of nowhere, you're hit with a penalty for misclassifying a contractor. Or you miss a state tax filing deadline for a remote employee you hired in a new state. Or a seemingly simple change in federal labor law completely upends your entire PTO policy. Suddenly, you're not a visionary entrepreneur anymore. You're a full-time compliance officer, buried under a mountain of forms, regulations, and legal jargon. This is the reality for countless founders. You start a company to change the world, but you end up spending your precious time and energy on administrative tasks that don't move the needle. This is where the whole concept of a professional employer organization, or PEO, comes in. And today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest names in that space, Justworks. We're going to break down exactly how Justworks simplifies compliance for startups, freeing you up to do what you do best, innovate and grow. First, let's talk about the big picture. Why is compliance such a nightmare for startups in the first place? It's all about scale and complexity. When you're a solo founder, it's pretty straightforward. But the moment you hire your first employee, you've suddenly become an employer. That means you're now responsible for payroll, taxes, benefits, workers' compensation, unemployment insurance, and a whole host of other things. And it gets exponentially more complicated with every new hire, every new state you hire in, and every new piece of legislation that comes down the pipeline. This is why Justworks' PEO model is so powerful. A PEO essentially enters into a co-employment relationship with you. Now, don't let that word, co-employment, scare you. It doesn't mean they're taking over your company. It means you and Justworks share certain responsibilities. You maintain full control over your employees' day-to-day work, their roles, and your company culture. But Justworks takes on the administrative and legal burdens of employment. They become the employer of record for things like payroll processing, tax filings, and benefits administration. Think of it like this. They become your back office. An entire team of HR and compliance experts, all available to you without the expense of hiring them in-house. It's like having a team of seasoned pros watching your back, making sure you don't accidentally step on a compliance landmine. Let's get into the specifics. The first and most obvious area Justworks simplifies is payroll and taxes. This is probably the most common compliance headache for any small business. You have to calculate withholdings, make sure you're paying the right amount of federal, state, and local taxes, and then you have to file all those forms on time. If you have remote employees, this can become a complete nightmare. Every state has different rules and tax rates. Justworks takes all of this off your plate. Their platform automatically calculates and remits all payroll taxes, whether it's federal, state, or local. And when year-end rolls around, they handle the filing of W-2s and 1099s. This one feature alone can save a startup founder hundreds of hours and a ton of stress. Then there's the multi-state compliance issue. This is a huge one in the age of remote work. A startup with an office in San Francisco might have a designer in Austin and a developer in New York. Each of those states has a different set of employment laws, from minimum wage requirements to paid time off rules and even specific regulations around things like harassment prevention training. Justworks' expertise in this area is a game changer. They support thousands of tax localities and can help you navigate the complexities of hiring in multiple states. This means you don't have to become an expert on the labor laws of Texas, New York, and California. Justworks provides the support and the platform to ensure you're compliant in every jurisdiction where you have an employee. They even assist with things like state tax registration when you hire in a new location. This allows you to focus on finding the best talent, no matter where they are, without worrying about the legal repercussions. And let's not forget about benefits. Offering competitive benefits is crucial for attracting and retaining top talent, especially for a startup competing with larger, more established companies. But administering benefits, especially things like health insurance, is incredibly complex and heavily regulated. The Affordable Care Act, or ACA, is just one example of the labyrinthine regulations you have to navigate. As a PEO, Justworks provides its customers with access to high-quality, large group benefits that would normally be out of reach for a small company. But more importantly, they handle all the administration and compliance that comes with it. They manage things like ACA filings, COBRA administration, and making sure your benefits packages are in line with all relevant regulations. This is a massive weight off the shoulders of a startup founder who likely doesn't have an in-house HR or benefits specialist. Beyond payroll and benefits, Justworks also helps with a myriad of other compliance-related tasks. They provide access to workers' compensation insurance and state unemployment insurance, which are non-negotiable for employers. They help with employee onboarding, ensuring all the necessary forms like I-9s are completed correctly and stored securely. And they offer a library of free online training programs, including sexual harassment prevention and diversity and inclusion training, which are often legally mandated. These resources are invaluable for a young company that needs to establish a strong, compliant foundation from the very beginning. Now, a lot of people think, I can just use a standard payroll provider. And while a simple payroll tool can handle the basics of paying your employees, it often leaves you on your own for the hard stuff. It's the difference between a tool and a partner. A standard payroll tool will process the numbers you give it. Justworks, as a PEO, acts as an extension of your team. They offer expert support and guidance to help you navigate a constantly changing regulatory landscape. Their 24/7 support team is made up of real people who can answer your questions, whether it's about a tricky HR situation or a new legal requirement. For a startup, this kind of support is priceless. It allows you to build your business with confidence, knowing that you have a safety net. You can focus on product development, sales, and fundraising, instead of staying up late worrying about whether you filed the right form in the right state. The bottom line is this: compliance is not a choice, it's a requirement. It's a fundamental part of running a business. But it doesn't have to be a burden. By leveraging a solution like Justworks, startups can turn what is often a crippling liability into a competitive advantage. It allows them to scale faster, hire more effectively, and build a stronger, more resilient company culture, all without the fear of a costly business-ending compliance mistake. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.